Let's talk about children and training their dog. I get many people coming to my training classes and they say, this is the child's dog, the child is going to train the dog. Well, that's all very well if the child is old enough to cope with training the dog. When I have the puppy kindergarten classes, I encourage the whole family to come. And many times we've got the kiddies coming with the parents and the puppy. And suddenly now it's time to start the class and I say, please sit down with your puppy. And the child's got the puppy and off goes the parents. They sit in a chair far away and haul out their cell phone. No, no, no. I call them across and the first thing they're saying is, oh, it's the child's dog. It's got to learn how to cope with it. I'm terribly sorry. These small children, 5, 6, even 7, cannot cope with doing the training of their dog. They need an adult to be with them. And I've had many very angry adults with me who say, no, the child's got to do it. And I say, no, the child is not going to cope. I am an ex-school teacher and I know the capabilities of the children. I know how long they can concentrate on things. And certainly having a squirmy pup, nipping, trying to get away, doing all sorts of things is going to cause anxiety in most children. They are not going to cope. So with the puppy training, there has to be an adult and preferably the whole family together working with the child. I don't mind the adult with the child in the adult's lap sort of area and then the puppy. But I will not allow a child to work on its own with a puppy. It is not going to happen. The thing is that these days many parents believe it is a good thing to let the children get on with it. And this is when disaster happens. The dog is nipping, the dog is doing something wrong, whatever. Children cannot cope with that. And I don't care how much parents think that their child is responsible, they are not going to cope. So yes, I become quite adamant about this. The adult must do the training with the child when it comes to the puppy training. I will not allow an adult to put the child down and move to the side and then sit on their cell phones. Really, I'm doing it for the best of the child so that the child doesn't feel frustrated and also what is best for the puppy. The puppy is not going to get good training with a child. So that comes with the puppy training. But when you move up into my next stage of training, the basic training, now it is a one-on-one lesson. You cannot have everybody around and trying to train the dog when you're teaching it to walk nicely and sit and down and those sort of things. So now it's a one-on-one. And there again, I am adamant the child is not allowed to do it unless it's sort of 10, 11 or 12. And I will assess the child. The child can come on the field. And if I feel that the child is not coping, the parent has to step in. And again, I've had a lot of parents saying, no, it's the dog. The dog belongs to the child. It's the child's dog. The child must do it all. Children can't necessarily cope with that. And is it fair to put a child in a situation where it could fail? As a school teacher, I will not allow this to happen. And you know what? Children, yes, they get their dog and it's all fun and nice, but it wears off and then they start going to their after-school activities and they start going to things on the weekend and doing school activities. And suddenly the puppy/dog, that's starting to wear off. And you know who lands up? Maybe the parents, maybe the maid or the gardener. So we have to be able to get those children to do what they can with the dog, have success, then they will be able to have a better bond with that dog. And I don't care what age the children are, maybe from about 12 onwards, then you can really start saying this is the child's dog. But in most cases, it is the family dog and it is up to the parents to actually do the training and the working with this dog. Maybe at home The child can do a little bit of it, 5-10 minutes of the training. That's brilliant. That's what I usually tell the parents to do. Get the child to be involved at home when it's quieter. The dog's not going to be so distracted and then not be able to listen to the child. The child can do it at home, certainly not on my training field. And as much as you parents believe that your children have to do it all and this is the way it's going to be and we have to, the new way of thinking is making the children do it and we stand back, well, I know that that is not the best thing in most cases for children. Children need to succeed, and the parents are putting them into a situation most times when they don't succeed and the frustration comes in. And when I see this happening, even with, say, in a 10, 11 or 12-year-old child, it's starting to happen. The child is not coping. Then I turn around and I say, parent, you've got to step in now. You've got to take over. So children can have their own dog, but it happens to be in a way where the parents are being involved with that dog as well. You cannot leave a child to be in total control of their dog. They can help with the feeding, help with things, but they cannot be totally involved in their dog. I would say maybe it's 1 in 1,000 child might be able to do that, but it's very, very rare. Let the children and the dogs have a good relationship with the adult being there and supervising the whole thing.